But the Dayton Flyers, I think they're going to be ranked. They're going to be seeded. They're going to be a number one seed, but they might be number one overall in the whole tournament. I'm not quite sure yet, but it's not very often that we have a college team that is so good here in Ohio. Ohio State has been pretty good. At times, they're not as consistent, nearly as consistent as their football team is. Their football team, the Buckeyes football team, is pretty good almost every year. You know, I'm a big Buckeye fan. Like I said before, I'm a sports fan, so I pay attention to what's going on in the sports landscape. But right now, the Dayton Flyers, they have a player named Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin is he's a great player, and he's going to be a great pro. You know, what would be sweet if he ended up playing for Cavaliers. That'd be sweet, man. And then they win the championship again. Wouldn't that be awesome? It would be, since LeBron left the Cavaliers again. Go play for the Lakers. But Obi Toppin, which is a weird name. Who ever heard of a guy named Obi-Wan? That's what Obi Toppin is. He's like a Jedi on a basketball court. But the guy is awesome. He's an awesome player. He's a great player. Obi Toppin. The sweet player Obi Toppin. So, go Dayton Flyers. You know? Dayton Flyers are going to, I think that they're going to go pretty far. On a personal note, you know, this is some things that I was thinking about while I was watching basketball, and I could see all these young people, all the kids with these nappy hairdos, which is totally fine with me. If you want to have naps or papping, that's cool. That's fine. I ain't got no problem with the fads, you know what I'm saying? I remember when I was younger, and I'm bald now, but this is before I was bald, you know what I'm saying? When I was younger, actually, I used to dress up like Michael Jackson when I was like 12, 13 years old. This is back when Thriller had first come out, and Billie Jean was top of the charts. And, you know, I was a big Michael Jackson fan back when he was black and alive, actually. Obviously, he was alive at that time. I just thought I'd throw that in because, you know, back at that time, he was a darker skin. And then before he passed, he was, you know, white. So, you know, I thought I'd throw that in. But anyway, a lot of younger people who know about Michael Jackson, they see pictures of him back when he was dark skinned, and they thinking, what? That's the same guy? That's not the same guy. Yeah, it is. That's Michael Jackson. But I used to be a Michael Jackson fan. This is back when Jerry curls was a fad. So, you know, I used to have a Jerry curl, believe it or not. Those of you who've seen me recently, you can see I'm bald, and I'm a big guy. You know, I'm 6 foot tall and muscular. I'm muscular, and I've always been muscular, but I wasn't as big as I am when I was younger. I was a thinner guy. I was an athlete, a failed athlete. You know what I'm saying? I never was the star of any team or anything like that, except for my Pee Wee football team. I was the star of the team. Woohoo! Pee Wee football. But anyway, these young people who have these nappy hairdos. You know what I'm saying? It looks kind of silly to me. You know what I mean? Because um, we were huge fans of having our hair look good when I was younger. When I had some hair, I wanted my hair to look good. I either wanted to, like I said, I had to let my hair grow when I was a kid and got a Jerry curl. You know what I'm saying? Wore that for a while. And then after the Jerry curls were out of style, I got a haircut and was trying to get waves. Waves were the thing, you know what I'm saying? You got a hair that was like not even half an inch long, and we was constantly brushing our hair and putting grease in it to try to straighten out the curls, the little curls. Nowadays, these guys let that hair ball up in like a bunch of little black fists in their head, and they let it grow, and it's just nappy. That's what we call nappy. That's what black people call nappy, is when a black person lets their hair grow and they just don't comb it. And it's just a look. It's just a fad these days. I mean, these young guys don't have no reason not to comb their hair, only it's the look. It's like when everyone was copying a couple of years ago, everybody was wearing the OBJ hairdo, where it was a blonde mohawk. That stopped really fast. That kind of the hairdo is no longer the thing. The blonde mohawk. Odell Beckham doesn't even wear it anymore. And I think he was the first guy I seen with the blonde mohawk. But nowadays, what's funny is a lot of these hairdos start with the young black guys, and then they just branch out. Everybody gets it. I remember when I was a kid, I let my sister give me a haircut one time because, I needed a haircut. I wanted a haircut because I didn't have anything to do with my hair, and I didn't want to let it grow into a fro because I didn't have anything to do with it. It was in between Jerry curl and hair that was short. So it was in a mini fro, and I didn't like that. I didn't want no mini fro. I either want long hair. You can get some braids or some dreads or something, or short hair. But the in-between look that's not the thing. That wasn't the thing for me. I remember when Kobe had that, though, them little mini fros, so he made it okay to have a mini fro. Kobe did. And that's what happens with superstars, especially athletes. Jordan made it okay to be bald. Jordan, all the bald guys in the world, you got to thank Michael Jordan, because he was the first popular guy and women started thinking was sexy who was bald. Before that, they used to make fun of you when you was bald headed. I remember when I let my sister cut my hair one time, and she nicked me. She nicked me pretty bad. It was a huge nick, and so I was like, I can't go to school with this huge bald spot right here. It was just one bald spot because I'm taller than her. And instead of sitting down for her to cut my hair, I was standing up, and she was trying to cut my hair and she couldn't see, and she nicked me right on top of my head. Didn't have no guard on the clippers, you know what I'm saying, or nothing. She nicked me, and then I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna cut it all off. And I went to school and people were laughing at me, making fun of me. Never mind the fact that I have a big head anyway. But I was bald. And this is a long time before I started going bald. So I didn't have to be bald, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to be bald now. I could let my hair grow, but I'd have a bald spot and a receding hairline, and to me that looks stupid. that don't look good. That looks dumb. That's just what I wanted to talk about, though. You see some of these guys they're going bald, but they're still trying to hang on to this hairstyle, this fad hairstyle, where letting your hair be nappy. It's the thing to be. And I'm thinking, what you can't, you can't do the fad if if you don't have the hair to do it, man. What are you doing? You know what I mean? Like Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, a great player, superstar player, probably, if he was healthy, the best player in the league. Sorry, LeBron, but I think KD has surpassed you right now. But when Durant was playing, the last time I seen him, it looks like he's starting to go bald a little bit there. LeBron is too, by the way, but it looks like KD is starting to go bald, but he was embracing the nappy look. I'm like, you can't, you can't do that, man. You can't do both. You can't go bald and follow the fad of having the nappy high top. You know what I'm saying? These young guys have Sideshow Bob hair. You know what I'm saying? Sideshow Bob off the Simpsons had this big, afro that looks, all nappy and everything. That's what these basketball players look like to me. Bunch of Sideshow Bobs. They let the high top fade grow. Remember Kid and Play? And which one was it? Kid? They had the high top fade, but he, his was neat, all shaped and nice. It was a little bit too high for me. I didn't really appreciate that hairdo, but that was his thing at that time. But at least his was combed. These young people these days, they just have no comb. The comb company is just so pissed off that these kids don't use a comb. No comb necessary. Just nappy. Just let it go nappy, which is fine. Like I said, it's a fad. I get it. I understand. These kids are not going to be like us. They're not going to dress like us. Things come and things go. And right now, these kids like nappy hair. Yeah, I mean, I've never liked nappy hair myself, but now I'm bald because I was going bald and chose to just go ahead with it and be bald instead of having a hole in my fro. Who wants a big hole in the fro? But Kevin Durant is is nappy and going bald, so he's really embracing two different genres of hairdo there. KD, make up your mind, buddy. But maybe you're a trendsetter. You're going to be nappy and bald. So, hats off to you, man. Dude's a trendsetter. He's being nappy and bald at the same time. Jordan was bald, and Zion Williams, or Williams, is it Williams or Williamson, is nappy. So, there you go. You got the generations coming together with nappiness and baldness at the same time, which is so funny. But anyway, it's just something I thought about while I was watching basketball. It's just so many kids running up and down the court with these with this nappy hair flopping everywhere. That leads me to another point. This culture, because as whenever you go on Twitter, you hear, and I'm hardly ever on Twitter. I don't think I've tweeted but probably 3 times in my life. But, I have a Twitter account. So you can search for the show on Twitter if you want. I don't know if you could get it on there. I tried to, make sure the show is available because it's free. The show is free. A guy I work with, by the way, asked me, because he doubts me. He doubts that this show is going to be anything, that anybody's going to listen to it. And I said, it's going to grow, Junior. You'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see about that, my boy. But anyway, he said, how much does it cost to get